at the function. It's hard to run the Gucci slides. That bet you say you didn't never. I'm a step no. Jackie Chan, no travel. Can't clean it with the beat. Dripping from the. No, Lord, not me. I can never be the one you want to stuff for. Money, that machine. They failed, got my stove. R.I.P. the times that I was broke. Acting like a 9/11 folks. Matte back, liquor clean. Dead places in and I'm a local. Cooking up canard. Waiting for the antidote. Running out of time. Pictures in the penny hoe.
Bro, we empty your pockets. I don't do that. In my prison, you do what I tell you to do. Get over here. He's gonna get this.
One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. One in the hand, one in the hand, one in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling.
I woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I'm gonna hold it down, I swear. I roll up and I'm smelling like a...
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. This one fielded at the 5. And a good effort on the return there gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Lucky 56.
Now Jackson on first down. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On second down, here's Henry. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Buying time to his left. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to keep points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A first carry now. This is Johnson. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
21, 22.
Off of play action. Here's Stafford. Dancing, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Everson Griffin. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. The shotgun snap for Stafford. He's going to float this one deep right side. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Leopard! Gone!
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a 1st down.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Jackson on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Jackson now. Oh, the rookie nearly had the pick. Probably should have had it. 3rd down now.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Here's Jackson to throw. Flushed out right. And that's incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone and throw into the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
And McManus able to put it through. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the 1st. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Now a handoff. Johnson. And he'll be taken down at the 18. The all-pro safety Eric Berry in on the stop.
I can't help it. Every time I see Eric Berry make a play, as we just saw him make a tackle there, I just want to stand up and applaud.
Because he went to Tennessee like you?
Well, that doesn't hurt one bit, but how about the comeback? I mean, he came back from beating cancer and getting back to Pro Bowl level, one of the best players in the game.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Eric Kendricks able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. Here now, Johnny Townsend. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taking it about the 36. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position, 1st and 10.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at 56.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Again to Henry. And an alley to run. And he's got this down to the 35. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10.
Patriot! No. Check. Patriot!
They go play action here on 1st down. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this 1st quarter. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
No. Check. Patriot!
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a 1st down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. Steps away to his left. Fights free at the 5. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That's good for a gain of 6. 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Watch him now, Barney!
And Jackson throwing once more. Pass incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard. And it's 3rd and 4.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
A 3rd field goal of the 1st half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. Flush to his right. He may try. He's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Lamar Jackson, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. And he's got it to make it now 13-0. Now McManus on to kick this one off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Touchdown, Detroit! A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Lions strike quickly here for 6 points.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Detroit! Detroit!
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. Oh, the rookie nearly had the pick. Probably should have had it. 3rd down now.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground.
Back 99 Philly, here we go!
Play action. Now Jackson. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
21!
From the gun, here's Stafford. He's got a man. It's Corey Coleman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. First target, first catch, and a first down.
Hey, tag 50 left! Hey, red! Hey, tag 50 left! 11! 20 hot!
On first down, it's Stafford. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
40 gut. 40 gut. 40 hot.
Now a play fake and it's Stafford. Who nearly picked. Almost intercepted, but he couldn't hang on, and it's third down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up fourth down. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he's on to punt for Detroit. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The
leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Throw left side complete. That's Burton. And he's able to get up here to the 26. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Now Jackson on second down. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 yards through the air and a first down. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Shepard. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down. A first down carry for Henry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
To throw is Jackson. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down. The Vikings on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone.
Jackson. To Shepard, complete over the middle. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Gone. Hot. Gone.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's second down. Here's second and 10 now from about the 32.
Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Motion. Check, go get him,
Gun!
Again on second and 10, it's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. Going deep for Diggs. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And that takes us from second to third down. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And McManus able to put it through. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, now McManus on to kick this one off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
On second down, here's Stafford. Dumping it off for Johnson. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Boston Scott, his first carry. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it second and 14.
On the ball. 11.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
To throw on second down is Stafford. Coleman has it here right side. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues. From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
22. Ready. Zebra.
On first down, Stafford here. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
10.
Play action. Stafford. That's going to be caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
All right, boys, here we go.
They come out here, and he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Matthew Stafford with his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game. And the Lions have got it back to a one-score game. So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Now Jackson on first down. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
After the interception, here's Stafford. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Hey, go here!
Here's Stafford now on second down. And he whips that one incomplete there. The intended target was Corey Coleman, and it's 3rd down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Throwing deep for Galladay. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll weave his way up, all the way up, a few yards shy of midfield.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Again, it's Henry. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Gun! Hey, boys, we got 4 down.
Jackson on 1st down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Burton. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. And we've got a dandy here, a 1-point game as we begin the 4th. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Detroit!
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Gun!
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. It's caught. Shepard. And down inside the 15 he goes. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Lucky 56.
On 2nd down, Jackson. For utter pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's really a difficult task.
Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the 1st down.
Detroit!
They'll run. It's Henry. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. And defensively, they were ready for that. A full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To throw on 2nd down. Stafford flush to his right. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. The shotgun snap for Stafford. And Tate's got it. First catch so far for Tate, and he's got a 1st down. Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try and run down some clock with Johnson. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. From the gun, here's Stafford. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. After the interception, here's Jackson. Over the middle, complete. That's Shepard. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. The Vikings on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Here's Jackson to throw. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning.
Tag 50, tag 50.
On first down, Scott. Still staying on his feet. Are you serious? So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. Down to the 25. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late fourth quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on third?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. And this one is right through. And they add on and get a little bit of a cushion. It's 20-16 now. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And now out comes Minnesota. They're down here in a 1-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. So they will tread backward on the holding penalty.
And I know that they're going to get coached up and they'll get yelled at a little bit, but let's face it, it is hard not to do at the speed and pace that they play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. He's back to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Back to throw. And nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on 4th down. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here? Or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. Here it's 3rd and 2. Jackson to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Detroit, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, the perfect season was apparently not meant to be as they drop to 7-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
No introduction really necessary. Get to messing like a secretary. Boy, I'm legendary. When I'm dead and buried, still be kicking flavor in the cemetery. Trap music originator. Fresh off of my hiatus. Yelling you to all my haters. They skywalk, I'm Darth Vader. Promise I don't give a about them. Let them out to anywhere. Tell them they don't need nothing. Yup, like in the Kango enter. New Cadillac with an all-go hammer. Long as I remember how to Atlanta. I can give a about a dog. Used to getting things from a text. So I count setting numbers in the hood. Do what I say do. Tell break bread or fake dead. A bit to hate that. 50 million a year dot to make that middle. You vote for Trump. You see me outside when you know what's up. I ain't hearing no peace talk. Ain't funny no hee-haw. Like a Black Panther weak to the teeth. Try me weak. Swear to God I could have been Freddie Gray. Or Mike Brown getting down with a on me and a half a. Let me buy Sandra Bland. Listen, boy, you're challenging with the running man. I was challenging with a hand. What you see before you what they done told you from nothing, man. Grand hustle over everything. And hit the king like an 18-wheeler in and out of air lane. Never been a part of the in crowd. Got a problem with me, I said, y'all got the same friend that I came in with, ducking all that lane. Hey, everyone knows on go. I rolled in a 4x4. Believe if a kid gon' go see me with ain't gon' see them no more. They love when I talk that. Roll by the car lot when bought it. Caught case at the case and a phone. They will watch you give a that. I live that they rapping back, catching them back what they capping back. Bankroll mama, we know it did. We cashing out, we bagging that. Stacking up, there's zero. Certified neighborhood hero. You can try one of them. Better not try with me though. Hey.
Bring it in. Roll it down by 2. We're gonna go out here. play for the win. Let's go get it. I formation, 28 sweeps, blue 14, watch left, hut, hut, hut.
We to the man, Atlanta head caught to the left, turn to the back. Try to see we weren't having that. Sit with your ad, drop it out with Alabama ad. That would get for trying to battle rap. Head, be one and done. No drive, but we running. Walk up to you while you showing us stunts till you up that jury and money. Playing games, thinking showing up funny till my young win for me. Yeah, for the love of the bankroll. Keep it busy. Don't nobody care about it. Don't nobody wanna hear about it. You got problem, huh? Well, it's the same thing for everybody. I ain't gon' lie. I from another day go by. I ain't on the grind if I ain't on fire. If it one thing I want, then it can't go by. Tryna put 6 wheels on the Range Rover. I ain't finna play no game that what you know. So if you think at the top till I move over. Modern day Tupac in the new.